Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode number 17 here in the EMC to the Sky playthrough. Today is another building day, so we are going to expand out here over this area that I built to extend the ocean a little bit, and I want to kind of build a desert area, I think, today. So first things first, I'm just going to grab some dirt, and we're going to work out on extending the bottom of the ocean out so that I have somewhere to build on. And I think that we're going to do just like this. And then we will extend that water out as well. This is going to take a little bit of time. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this out. And then we will get into working on our new section of land. All right, I've gotten all the gravel down and the dirt underneath it to hold it up. And I filling in the water. Decided since I have ice in our EMC now, I can use that. Basically, I'm just putting down walls of it, and then I'm using the small tunnel setting on my main mine to mine out an entire row at once. That way they turn into sources with the ice still underneath them. And once we have all of them, it should cascade the whole way across. Perfect. Just waypoint. So that makes the map extend out quite a bit. I want to add in doing some over here because this end is just kind of an abrupt end. And I'm trying to decide how I want to do. I want to build like a little desert beach area. I think I'm going to start a new island that comes out over this direction. So I'm just going to let this fill in, and I'm going to work on rounding off this area just a little bit, and then we'll decide how we want to do the beach area. Basically it's going to be like this is an ocean, and then we have the other shore on the other side, and it's going to be a lot smaller than you would probably for if the terrain was really generated, because I'm not really building to scale. I'm going to build a section here where we start. We'll have a little bit of a break in the water, and then we'll have some sand, and we'll start with our sand area. And the idea is I want to rebuild a desert temple, and I want to build a desert for that to be in. So I'm going to get this section finished. I'm going to get that started, and then we will go from there. It took me several hours, but I've decided to expand a little farther than I had originally set out to. And it looks like a pretty full plain area for now. Cactuses are growing. But I got ourselves a desert. And a pretty decent sized ocean. So I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to use this as the spot to build a desert temple kind of thing. Maybe pyramid. I don't know. And it's going to be the site for our new industrial foregoing area that we're going to work in the next episode. So I'm going to get working on a layout of how I want to build it, and then we can build some of this pyramid together. So I was going to run some cable across from the house, and then I remembered that there are network transmitters and receivers in Refined Storage. This is what I did the first time I used it when I was setting up wireless crafting grids. The range with 4 of these upgrades is 48 blocks. So if you put one of these every 48 blocks, you can get wireless transmission everywhere. I didn't really think about doing it because I'm still working to get to the Infinity card, which is what I want to do. But for now, this allows me to use my wireless transmitter over here in our new area. So what I'm planning to do, see, do I have a stone cutter? Yeah. They are EMC. I am planning on doing some work with sandstone. So I have cut sandstone, I have sandstone, and I have smooth sandstone. And I have the different variations for that. So I can do the sandstone bricks. Let's learn that so we can teach that to our system. And then there's the different variations for those. Let's see if there's any other bricks in here. They're just different cut versions. And the same with this, so it's different cut versions. But before we do anything else, let's teach this to here. and then we can pull some of those out, get a couple stacks each. And I'm going to use those to do the basic layout for a pyramid. So I think I'm going to do it. I want it to be pretty big. I want it to start kind of in the center of the desert and work its way out towards that direction. Hoping I have enough space to do what I want to do. But I think we should be okay. But I'm going to get like the basic layout done and figure out like the size that I want to go for, and then we can do a little bit of the building together and work out some of the things. I kind of want it to look like a desert temple, but like a little bigger and a little more fancy, if you know what I mean. So let me get the basic layout laid out so that we can see the size of it, and then we'll work out all the details together. This thing is going to be pretty big. I've laid out a border for the base of it. I kind of lined it up to chunk lines because my thought was I'm going to be building some stuff inside, and I may want to like force load the chunks, and it'll be easier. It'll be easier if it's just the border of the wall is right around chunks. I'm also working on doing like a second wall in the front that is going to be, I'm going to make it so that there's like a path that goes around the outside edge. So I think I'm going to have it do like, there'll be another wall, this time made out of regular sandstone, and I'm going to frame it with the cut sandstone along the bottom. So this will go along the bottom, and then the regular sandstone will go up to match the height of this wall. I'll put a slab floor across it so that you can walk around it on the outside edge, and then I can put in like an entryway here at the front, and then inside this walkway I'm going to put like an entryway here to stairwells that go up to the peak, and we'll probably put a couple of levels in it that stop and then have another pathway around like this. That way we can have like areas we can go and walk on the outside. I think that's kind of the plan. So it's going to be a lot of building with a bunch of different sandstone just to get the frame built out, and then we can kind of start envisioning what it's going to look like after that. Just finished out a section of the wall here. This is kind of where the sand builds up, and I want it to kind of look like it was building up against the edge. The back here actually hangs off a little bit, so we'll probably have to extend the desert at some point back a little bit, with little farther, just to finish it off. But for now, I'm just going to frame out the wall, and we'll see what it looks like. Put down a torch there. Other thing I did is I went and I put in 4 network receivers with a wireless transmitter with a 48 degree or 48 meter range in each of these corners. That way I have a very good coverage here. I can use my wireless crafting grid anywhere in here and not have to worry about it. There's one in each corner of the base of this pyramid, which means that as we build up higher, it'll also make it so that we'll have it all through the whole top of the pyramid as well, which is pretty awesome. I like how this is looking. I like the sandstone with the cut sandstone and the inside wall being the smooth. I like that. So I'm going to extend this the whole way around to make it so that it goes the whole way around the front and the sides. And like I said, then we're going to work on putting a pretty grand entranceway here at the middle in the front. And then these tunnels will lead to stairwells that lead to stairs that are kind of at the corner. So I think I'm going to have like one stairwell going from each corner up to the peak at the top. So we'll have to figure out the angle for that and work out exactly how we're going to do stairs that are angled like that. Shouldn't be too hard. I think those are famous last words, but we'll get it going. And then once we get a peak worked out, like where we're going to go, we can work out like how big we want to make each floor inside the pyramid. But this is going to be really big, and we're going to have tons of space to do different things in here. One of the things we're going to be doing is setting up the industrial foregoing. And that's because I want to finally get into making nether stars to really unlock the pack and start doing some of the bigger things that we can do, like creating infinite storage and things like that. But got to get a place built before I can build things inside of it. So I'm going to work on finishing up these walls, and then we'll see where we go from there. Our entire base platform is now finished and trimmed out. It's looking kind of small for what it is because of how large the whole thing is. But I think that once I get the stairs in, it'll look better. I might have to increase it so that this is a little taller. Maybe. We'll see. I think that once when I get the entranceway in and I get some stairs put in, it'll probably look a little more fleshed out, and then I can tell if it's going to be too short. This is really not meant to be like the wall of the building or anything. It's just like the front entrance like strip. So I still need to do some trim down this side, but it's just a little bit. So yeah, I think I'm going to work on putting the entrance in here and figure out how I want to do that. And then I'm kind of leaning towards I'll have an entrance that goes in, and then there'll be 2 stairs that come up to get to the pathway that goes around, and then on each corner is where I'll start the stairways that go to the center. I think that's how I want to do it. Unfortunately, though, it's like midnight here for me, so I'm going to take a break from doing it, and then tomorrow I will work on finishing out the entire rest of this build, and hopefully it comes out how I'm envisioning it. First time I've ever tried to build with sandstone and something with sandstone that's this big. So I'm hopeful that it'll come out okay, but it's definitely looking pretty cool to have such a big building over there on that side, and on the map it's looking pretty neat too. So definitely need to keep expanding the overworld to make it fit in, but we're getting there, and I'm pretty happy with it. So pick this up in the morning, and then we'll get that building finished. I did a lot of planning out and building of things, and I just want to show you. So this is the entrance. I was thinking might have to decorate it, make it a little bigger and grander. We'll see. Then and when you come in here, there are stairs that go up on either side, and then an entryway that goes into our center. You go up the stairs, and on each side of here, there's a path that goes down. I've only worked on this corner, but it'll repeat on that side as well. And then when you come over here, I'm working on putting a big pillar in the corner, and then there's stairs that come up like this from either side, and then there's going to be diagonal stairs here, and then I think they're going to come this way, go up again, and then split off again. I also built out a platform at the top, which is going to be like the top of the structure. And I put down some stairs just to see. For the sides and the back, I'm just going to have a central staircase that comes up the middle. Of the front ones, I'm doing a little different because I want to create an area here where I can do a design. And so I think that that's worked out all the details. Just a matter now of getting everything built. This side is a little more complicated because I'm using sandstone and then vertical slabs and then slabs and then sandstone, vertical slabs. That gives it that tapered look, and I'm going to be repeating that on all the sides. So it's going to be a little difficult to get all of that done. I think up here we're just going to come up to a flat place and then come in and maybe have another level that we can walk around, and we're not going to have the tapered edge that we have down on the bottom, but I haven't quite worked all that out yet. So I'm going to get some more of the details put in just to get the structure there so I can see if it's going to be like where we need to change things. And mostly it's just repeating the things that we've built and worked out already so that it's kind of flushed out and filled in so we can see the whole structure. And then we'll go from there. Got a few more things worked out, and I want to show them to you before I go on to the next step. I made the stairs here to join up to a stair that goes to the middle up top. And then I extended this out to go above it. And when I get this finished, it'll make more sense to have that hanging out. So that, I think, is looking pretty good from far away. Pretty interesting to have steps that go up kind of at an angle like that. And then on this side, where we have the stairs going up like this, I've built a section where we have a bridge that goes over them. I'm considering widening this staircase, but if I do that, I'm concerned it'll mess up with some other stuff. But I think I might try it. So I might try it on the other side before I build the bridge across. And then in the back, it's just going to be pretty simple. What I might do is, instead of having this be a bridge, I'm just going to have this come up to a higher level. It comes around, it goes all the way around the back. And then we won't have the lower level on the back end. We'll see. We'll see how that looks. But things are starting to tie in together pretty good. It's a lot of dealing with stairs and things like that, which can be a little bit annoying. But next thing to work on is I'm going to work on building this section here that conjoins this to the front. And also down here where the two stairwells come up, I want to make an opening here that goes into the level that'll be here. So instead of it being instead of it being closed here, we'll be able to come in here, and this will be how we get to this floor. And then I'll have to figure out how I'm going to put in at least one more floor below the top, maybe a couple, and we'll work that out too. I want this to be bigger than that though, so let's go all the way up like this. And I'll work out the details of how that's going to go as we get it done. So I'm going to work on this part here. What I want to do is bring this up to meet up to here, but I want to have a flat area because I want to build a design here. So I just have to figure out exactly how I want to do that. So I'm going to work that out, and then I'll come back when we start building the design. Just about halfway through, I now have some entrances. They're not even, and they're not decorated or anything planned out fully yet, but I have an entrance there. I have an entrance up here on a lower level, and then there's a level here, and then of course there's the roof up here. I only have the front half of the pyramid done so far, so I still need to finish out doing the rest of the back and filling in the floors, but it's really coming together. I'm really happy with it. We also need to figure out how we're going to do the bridge on this side, probably just match this side, but yeah, it's coming together, and it's looking pretty nice. I think that it's, once we get the structure down and we can add some decoration to it, I have an idea for something I want to put here, which is why I left this area nice and open. So this is a little different on this side than it is on that side. So this should not come out so far. Trying to match up to make the sides match is a little difficult because I didn't have a plan. I just kind of threw it together on the left side, so now I have to kind of use it as the plan to finish out this side, which is fine. It looks pretty good once it's done, but it's a lot of work. I made some repair kits so that I can keep working without having to go back and get my pick every time. Okay, so then we can go and put this in. Excellent. Okay, so yeah, I have a plan for the logo here. This block here is also okay. And then inside, I'm going to have these floors that go back, and they're all slab floors on this level and the one below it. So then I can build things in here, but I don't have to worry about the lighting just yet. Mobs can't spawn in here. This wall needs to be changed up. You can see that's different, but mostly the same inside here. And I need to finish the inside of this part as well. So when we look at it on the left side, I put like, oh, I guess I know I didn't finish the floor in here either. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. I might just close it off like this level and then put in one that connects the whole way across. I'm considering doing something like some water or something up in here, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, still a lot of things to work out, but everything is together and starting to get there. So I got to finish out the stairs. I got to finish out this path, and I got to do the back half of the pyramid, and then we'll be done with the structure. I got another section of the pyramid done, and I changed a few things up. So I wanted to show you. I had originally had this go up above and across. Just didn't look right to me. So what it's doing now is when you come over up these stairs, there's an entryway into here, and then there's one that comes out on this side back to the path so you can get around. And then I'm going to extend this floor over to just fill this whole room, and there'll just be big open entryways in. And then that entryway I still need to work on. But so that goes the whole way around. And then so the back side is a lot more plain. It's just goes straight up. There's no entry for the stairs, but it looks good. This section still needs a lot of work when I get the piece I want to do here in. I think it'll make it all fit together, and then I can finish how I want to do everything there. But it's coming together. I particularly like the way it is coming to look on the map. Like it's coming out really neat. So that's pretty cool. But I just need to copy this to this side now and finish up to get this whole corner to match that side. All right. It took a lot of time, but I got all of the walls finished. And I kind of like the way things are looking. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with the floors on the inside, but I really like the way this part looks where you can come in this main room. I kind of want to move this floor up a little higher too, though. I feel like this is going to be too low. I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to leave it like that for now. And then once I decide what I'm going to put in here, we'll adjust it. I do still need to finish this entryway. And then put the pattern up here that I have been thinking about doing. And I think I got to figure out how I want to do these. I think I'm just going to bring these down to the ground like this. So let's see. It's every side has one. So let's do. Oops. We put them like that where they come down. This comes all the way down. I think that's going to look a lot than with that overhanging and having that extra space. I'm going to do this side and we'll see what it looks like, and then we'll decide for the other side. Yeah, I think that looks much better. Much better. Also, I want to get rid of these torches, so I'm going to replace them with slabs on the top of these. So, do fill that in like that. And that's looking pretty good. We'll do the same on this side for that. And like I said, I need to put the pattern here. And then it's pretty much structurally done. There's places here for pillars. We might put some like obelisks coming up out of those. I also thought maybe I have another idea for those where I could put beacons in those to shoot up in the corners after we get the nether stars. So I might do that. One thing I think we definitely need to do is change up this entrance. It's way too small, and I kind of think when you come up the stairs, there's no real way to get over. So I'm thinking I'm going to go all the way out to here. On both sides. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, plus the top So 1, 2, 3. And then we might even do like a curved thing here to make it so that goes through. But that's going to be hard to work out with those angles. So I may have to figure it out. Actually, you know what we could do? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do it like that. Let's go out 4 wide. Just to give it some more structure. Yeah, I think that looks okay. And then that way, when you come up the steps, you can come in on either side. And this area is nice and wide open, like we want. See, this is the height that I kind of like for this room, where it's a lot bigger. And in this room, we don't have that. Let's come up here and just take a look. So what I think I might do, actually no, this room could be all right like this. What we could do though is inside here, we could. Oh, zombie, where'd you come from? Hope I didn't fill in this area. What we could do is make it so that right inside the door here, a couple blocks in, let's just try this out a little bit before we go back to working on everything else. I'm going to put a stairwell. So I could go up a few spaces here and then make it come out flat. And then that would raise up the size of this room. I think that's what I'll do. So like this entryway will go right into a stairwell that goes up to a higher floor that comes out like even with this level. And then this room down here will have a lot more space. And the top part will be smaller, but it'll have space. I still have the openings up here for all of these different spaces. So I'm not sure if I'm going to close them off, or if I want to leave them open for like a skylight. Haven't really decided. A lot of open decisions to make there. But we're getting really close. We have finished it, and it's time for our final reveal. I think it came out pretty good. I increased the size of these entryways down here, kind of make it a little curved. I think it needs some kind of framing, but I think I'm going to leave it for that for now. I put a lot of hours to build. And here, instead of having a lower entrance and an upper entrance, I made it so that there's a big entryway that goes this way, and then I put the Eye of Ra hanging above it, which came out pretty good. And I have some glowstone behind it for lighting. And this goes up into this room, which is pretty sizable. And then on the lower levels, we have access to the back room. We come around to the side through here, like we did with the things. I still need to finish this section right here, I just noticed. And then this room comes down underneath here, and it's very big. Dark right now, but it's very big. A lot of space to do stuff. So I have to make this at that side. Grab some sandstone. Slabs. Basically, just has to go with this. Then slabs across the top. There we go. And I think that matches. This should have slabs here, so that torch. I've been doing my best to make it so that everything is doesn't have to have torches around. I don't think torches really fit what we're doing. So I've gotten it so that we don't need them. Just putting slabs in wherever there is a spot where we need to light up. It's been working out pretty good. But Just little details like this are ones they use. But overall, I think the build is I'm pretty happy with it. It is definitely an upgrade to the Minecraft Desert Temple, what I was going for. And it gives us a huge amount of space to build stuff. And next episode, we're going to be working on industrial foregoing. And that's what first thing we're going to put in here. And the main reason we're doing that is because we want to get nether stars. So right here in this section is where I'm going to be building a nether star farm. So I hope you enjoyed watching this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.